Welcome to the Queer Confidence Podcast, the podcast to help you become your most confident queer self. I'm your host, he, she, they, Coach Alex Ray, and I haven't always been this confident. In fact, I used to be super insecure. And through this show, I want to share with you what's worked for me, my clients, and my guests so that you can become more confident. Hello, my unicorn. Happy episode 69. For obvious reasons, we are celebrating. Happy 69. I'm kind of bummed. I almost wish that I had planned this so that I could make episode 69 some super awesome, sexy podcast. But you know what? That's okay. 169 will be extra kinky for you. Hold me to it when we get there 100 episodes from now. All right. Today I have two more recordings for you. The first one is this drama that almost kept me from making the drive. I know you've been waiting for it on the edge of your seat. So enjoy the drama and take a look at how you can take this lesson and begin using it in your life when drama comes up for you. All right, well, lesson/adventure story number 2 has come even before leaving. So I just got back home from the U-Haul store, and my plan was to get a trailer because my car actually has a hitch on the back. And apparently, though, when we went to go put the hitch thing in, you know, with the little ball on top that the trailer connects to. Anyway, it won't go into the hitch on my car. Apparently it is bent. So, had to change plans again, had to just pivot. And the people there were so nice. I mean, they got out there, they were clearing it out, trying to see if they could clean out rust, if that's what it was, banging it in with a freaking hammer and a block of wood. They were doing all they could to help me out. It was wonderful. And Gideon is also in the car, and they're saying hello to Gideon and petting him. Super cute. Anyway, I digress. So they would have to install an entire new trailer hitch system, which they do not have in stock. So it would take another week for that to come in. Thankfully they did have the electrical wiring, but that doesn't really matter if they can't replace the whole damn metal contraption thing. So, yet another example of just needing to pivot in the moment. And I'm really loving how I address things like this and how I address this in the moment. I love the way that I did it. I think it was the greatest way possible. And as he's telling me and it kind of delivering the bad news, and then we try something and then it's not working again, I'm like, you know what? I want this move to be something that's filled with joy, and whatever comes along the way, we're going to roll with it. We're going to roll with the punches. And I know that unexpected things are going to come up, but I can do one of two things: plan the shit out of my life and be really attached to it working out my way, or do what we all know actually works better that we don't really like to do, and that's allow things to work out as the universe has for us. And so, yes, make a plan, but also fuck the plan. It's not going to work out in the moment. It's all right. And we go with it. So it was great. I got, the way that we ended up finding a solution, I was like, well, how about this? Talk with me. I got to go from here to California. What are my options? What are we going to do? Could we try this? Could we try that? What about this? And we eventually landed on, I'm getting a truck now from them to haul it out. And thankfully, since both my parents are coming, the 3 of us can still rotate and get out there. So I just think that's pretty cool that, I hadn't, originally the plan was just Dad and I And so thankfully, mom can come too. Otherwise, he and I would have had to make the drive in 2 separate vehicles, which meant no one ever got a break, which meant, oof, I don't think we could do it in 4 days. Probably have to do it 5 or 6. I don't know. It's just neat, the little nuances that have worked out along the way that I didn't plan for. And then problems come up, but it's like the solution was already being worked out ahead of time with, now having 2 vehicles. I didn't know it, but I needed 3 drivers. Here we go. We already had 3 drivers. My move also, y'all remember, it got delayed by a month from what I thought it was going to be. And oh my gosh, I'm so glad, because I would have missed my friend's birth. I would have not been able to meet my little nephew. I would have also missed out on this really luscious goodbye event. It feels like the last month has just been filled with really beautiful, wonderful goodbyes that have reminded me how much I am loved and still have a community of people who love me and are there for me no matter where I go. And had I rushed out a month ago when I thought I was going to be leaving originally, I would have missed out on that. So I just challenge you today, my unicorn, to take a look at your life and find just one example for yourself of how things weren't working out, and yet something, they weren't working out to your plan, and how by them not working out according to your plan, you ended up with the perfect scenario happening, and how things were prepared for you ahead of time. You didn't have to even do the work. I had no plans to make sure that we had 3 drivers, and yet here we are with 3 drivers. It's perfect. It's needed. It was necessary, and I didn't even know it. So take a look at your life. Find an example, just one, of something where you've had a similar experience. Things have been worked out for you in an unexpected way. It's a beautiful reminder that you don't have to do all the work yourself. You're not alone, and you are being provided for all the time. Okay, so that was intense. It definitely, the feelings that came along with that, the fears, especially around the finances and everything, lasted several days, and even into me getting here and feeling like, holy freaking shit, I ended up spending over $2,000, like almost $3,000 more on this move than I had originally planned. And what I didn't mention in that recording was that I'm also in a place in my business that I can do things like that, because my business was able to back me up. I had money that had been set aside because of the way that I'm so good with my finances now. I used to be atrocious. I didn't even look at my bank account, ever. I was terrified to look. I was so afraid of the numbers. So I promise you, if I can get to the point where I'm at now, anything is possible for you, my friend. You really can get over your money fears. And so anyway, I had $3,000 within my business that I was able to just pay out to me personally as kind of a bonus. And that is not something that I had even a year ago. I definitely wouldn't have been able to afford a surprise $3,000 expense. So there really is some magic in preparing for the future and being able to thank your past self for where you are, and then now act in a way that your future self will be really proud and thankful for. Often we put a lot of the burden on our future self, like, hey, I'm going to create a mess now, my future self will clean it up later, which, okay, I do that too, and sometimes that's useful, but also it's often really painful and unkind to your future self. So I challenge you to, if you are a business owner, to take a look at how you can be doing that, how you can start looking at your money more frequently. If you aren't a business owner, it doesn't matter. You can still be looking at how you can manage your money in a way that's kind to your future self, that's planning ahead for the unexpected. And if you want support on that and you're an entrepreneur, you got to get in on the Iconic Queer Mastermind. It is available for waitlist. Actually, when this episode comes out, it might be fully available. Not really sure. You'll have to check the link in the bio. Or link in the bio. What the hell? This is a podcast. Link down in the show notes for the Iconic Queer Mastermind. And I actually lead you through how I manage my business finances and give you all like the templates and everything. So you have this for your own business. So it's a really awesome kind of bonus that I give to the mastermind, in addition to everything else you learn about business and bringing your iconic energy to the forefront. Okay. In the next recording, here we are on the road. This is day 2 of the drive, I believe. This is after, leaving Nashville, Tennessee. So I went from Maryland to Nashville and had some realizations about my life and life in general based on the amazing, amazing friends who I stayed with there. Alrighty, next little update on the trip. Last night we spent in Nashville with a good friend of mine who I met through CrossFit, and I just think that's so wonderful, just community. And I think community is something that a lot of us tend to overlook in our life, and we end up trying to go solo because there's a stupid very American ideal of doing everything alone. And I think if there's one phrase I would eliminate altogether, it's self-made millionaire. I think that's the biggest bullshit I've ever heard of. No one is 100% self-made. In fact, money takes at least 2 people, right? Because there needs to be a person with the idea or the thing that they are selling and the person exchanging money for it. So anyway, I just, where was I going with this? Community. Getting to where you are really takes a community. And I think we all are guilty of not taking a step back and appreciating those around us frequently enough. We could all be doing that more regularly and with more purpose. And so I'm just appreciating the community that I have found personally through CrossFit. It's okay if CrossFit's not your thing. And how the friends that I found through there push me. And those are the people that I really try to surround myself with now. People that I can like have friendly competition with almost. And it's not that we're competing against each other as if we're going to win something against the other person, but rather like we're a team that's competing together for a common goal. And that goal being for us each to be the best version of ourselves through challenging ourselves and kind of motivating each other. And that was my favorite thing too about CrossFit. And I was telling one of my coaches the last day that I was there, like, thank you so much for being that competitive push for me, because we used to kind of compete against each other to see who could get the best time. And it's not really like I didn't ever want him to not do well. It was like we used each other's energy to see like, oh man, you know, well, if he's still going, then I can still go too. And it's just the most wonderful way to use that competitive nature. So if you're anything like me and you love to compete, that's the way to do it in a really awesome, healthy way. And that can be through working out. You can do it with your friends. I highly recommend you have a close-knit group of people who you can do that with, where you compete just to be like, I see you doing awesome. I'm going to raise my standard for myself too. I can fucking do it too. There you go. Surround yourself with awesome people. And you never know how they also might help along the way. Here my friends were, like, hosted me and my parents and Gideon last night. It was so wonderful. And they had breakfast and coffee for us this morning. It was just absolutely amazing stop, and what a wonderful recharge before heading out today. I love this concept of thinking about our team, our friends, our family, our lovers as our team. And you're going to notice that theme comes up in next week's episode as well. Some more lessons on that. So this week, please take a look at where in your life the universe has been looking out for you in just amazing, unexpected ways, and how you can ask for and lean into support from others who are around you. They don't know that you need support if you don't tell them. All right. Have a fantastic week. I'll see you on the next episode. If you enjoyed this episode, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend so they too can become more confident. You can also help more people find the show by leaving a 5-star review wherever you listen. And if you want to become a more confident queer with support from yours truly, head to coachalexray.com or use the link down in the show notes. I'm looking forward to working with you.